I did it. I did it. I hit record. I'm making a video. Because I told myself I would. And because I want to, you know? Not just because I told myself I would, but it was more like, do it! I got in the shower and I was like really feeling it, you know? I was feeling myself and I was like, you know what I should do? Make a video. So here I am, making a video. I even hyped myself up. I was like doing my makeup. I was like, yeah, let's do this. Whew, YouTube. Okay. Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you like the content, thumbs it up, or subscribe down below, or click this link up here, or right here. My name's Santi. Tring. Obviously, I don't know how to start an intro to a video, but I just want to say it's Pride Month. What? Okay, so let's do this. So, I told myself I'd make a bullet point list, and I'm like, what did I write? So, it's Pride Month. It is not just only Pride Month. The month of June, it is the 50th year anniversary of Pride. What does that even mean, you might ask? It means 50 years ago is when the Stonewall riots happened. It is when trans women of color fought for our rights. They fought for our rights. And we need to appreciate that. We need to give back to that. We need to do something about that rather than just drinking our rainbow I'm not even gonna say the brand name because I stumbled. So our rainbow vodka. You probably know which vodka brand I'm talking about. That makes everything rainbow, you know, like Oreos. It's fun. It's fun that everything is rainbow because you feel validated and you're like, look at all of these major capitalistic companies standing up for me. But are they? That's the real question. Because there's ways that you can sport your rainbow without having to give to these big corporations, and you can actually support the queer people in your life, you know? You could commission them to do rainbow paintings for you. You can commission them to make rainbow jewelry for you. You can just give them your freaking money. Make them lasagna, you know? I want lasagna. It's Pride Month. Make me lasagna. Okay. So, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and talk about, like, the history and the guts of Pride Month, because there's amazing people who are really good at political talk that you can go check out their videos, you can go ask them, you can go read their books, you can go support them because they're the ones who are good at history and videos, and I love watching things like that. Just look up Stonewall riots, look up charities for trans women of color, look up people you can call. Look, call your governor. What? Calling your governor? What? Yes. Call your governor's office. Tell them what, ask them what they're doing to actively help your queer friends this Pride Month and every month. Bake us lasagna is basically like the summary of all that I just said is bake trans women of color lasagna, bake me lasagna, and we'll tell you where we need help with in society. Okay. But really, this Pride Month, look that stuff up because it's important. It's more important than I know Pride Month, you're like, party! I'm like that Pride Month. I want to party Pride Month because I am proud this Pride Month. And this is my first Pride Month on hormones. what? I've been on hormones for 4 months. I'm taking estradiol, which is an estrogen, and I'm taking spironolactone, which is a testosterone blocker. And I've been taking them for 4 months, and I feel great. And I'll talk about that, I will. Let me look at my bullet points, make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, just give back to queer people, specifically queer people of color, because they're the ones who put their safety on the line so that we can go out, we can be proud, and feel safe, you know? I know sometimes it's hard to be a queer person and to feel safe in being your full queerness, but it's possible. I do it every day. Every day I go out and I'm like, with my full face of makeup, just like accepting the fact that people are gonna stare at me and people are gonna point at me, but most of the time they're like, oh, who is that babe? And if I see someone that I'm like, wow, they're definitely staring at me because they think I'm a freak, I just assume that they think I am a gorgeous goddess and they're lucky to be in my presence. That's not true. Usually if someone points and laughs at me, I'm like, oh my god, what am I doing? I'm gonna go cry in the bathroom now. What bathroom do I even use, though? To cry in. I need to cry in the bathroom. But there's no bathroom for gender non-conforming people. So dramatic. Really, I'll just go in the women's restroom. Even if it's illegal for me to be in a women's restroom, I'm gonna be there because, you know what? That's me fighting for my rights. Sometimes you gotta break the law to fight for rights that are discriminatory. And that's okay. That's more than okay. That's what the Stonewall riots were about. It was about police brutality on queer people of color specifically. So, I'm gonna talk about me. No. But really, I'm gonna kind of talk about what my queerness is to me. What is my history with queerness? What? So, people often assume that queerness is all about who you're sexually attracted to. And where I grew up in Salt Lake City, Utah. And I went to church every Sunday. I was a good little church boy. Was I though? I was actually. I was an obedient little church boy. I didn't talk at all during church. I sat there in my quietness and let people come up to me and be like, why are you so quiet? You're so quiet. Do you ever talk? And I'm like, I don't want to be here. So yeah, I went to Mormon church every Sunday. And in the Mormon religion, queerness is not something to be proud of, you know? Like, I am so proud of it now. I am so proud. But in that religion, it is looked at as something not okay. It is something of the sin because they have very, very strict gender roles. Their gender roles are very man-powered. Meaning that a bunch of white men are the people in charge of the rules. So, of course, I didn't fit along with these rules very well. And so let me talk about what my sexuality actually is. And my sexuality, people assume, I hate this. I hate assumers. I hate assuming. I hate when I assume. If I assume, I'm like, oh, why did I just assume? I should have asked. I should have gone in with an open heart and just anything is possible, you know? So, people always assume that I like men and penises, and that's all I like. That's all I'm sexually attracted to because I'm gay. And that's not how it is, you know? I am sexually attracted to men, to women, to non-binary people, to agendered people. I am attracted to people with any form of genitalia. Ting. And to me, that concept seems very simple. To me, I feel like, why do I have to explain it any further from there? But to a lot of people, that makes no sense. People are like, that's not real. You're either you like men or you like women, or you can't like both genitals. You can't like boobies and pecs. You can't like penis and vagina. You can't like hermaphrodite people who have penis and vagina. But I can, and I am, and I do, and I love them. And so when I first came out, I came out saying I also like men, which everyone took that as I am gay, I only like men. Because people tend to be very binary about things. It is one way or the other. It is black or it is white. It is not gray. There is nothing in between. It is one way or the other. We're gonna put you in a box. And growing up in the Mormon religion, it was very boxed up. You go in this box. If you're a boy, you go in this box. If you're a girl, you go in this box. Only do things in this box. But I hate boxes. Actually, I love a good sized cardboard box that you could just like play in and paint and turn into a castle, but that's not the point. So that's my sexuality. People wanted me to come out as gay, and people thought I was just gay when I first came out. I never even really like came out because I just didn't find a need for it, because I was like, why do I have to come out? Like, why doesn't everybody have to come out? What? Why? What's happening? And then, my whole life, I have loved playing with girl things. I loved girly things. I liked feminine things. So, and as like, so what am I gender-wise? So I explained to you what I am sexuality-wise, and the term for that, of what I am, is pansexual, if you want to Google it and learn more. Pansexual. P-A-N sexual. Look, my eyelash is twitching. It's been doing that. Do you see? Did you see? Rewind like 10 seconds and look. Anyway. So I told you my sexuality, pansexual. My gender is non-binary. What does that mean? What is non-binary? I thought there were only boys and girls. I'm so confused. I don't understand. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you. This is common in almost like all cultures other than Western white culture. And right now we are under the oppression of Western white capitalism. Meaning that we only see gender as men or women, you know? You go to the store, you're like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. you see a little person in a dress. That's where the women go. You see a little dude not in a dress, the little dudester, you know, the little dude. That's where the men go. And that's where the urinals are, where they can pee standing up. But what does a person do when they are wearing a dress? They look at that little sign and they're like, I want to pee standing up though. But where do I go? What do I do? That's me. That's my situation every day. Every day in the public world, we face restrooms, which I could have a whole other discussion about gendered restrooms, which I probably will in the future, but not right now. I was gonna talk about other cultures recognizing more than two genders, such as a culture that I am a descendant from, which is the Mapuche culture, which comes from Chile, because I was born in Santiago, Chile, hence the name Santiago and the name Santi. I was born in Santiago, Chile. My mom and all of her family is from there, and my mom's dad's side is part of the lineage of native Chileans called Mapuche. And the Mapuche had people called Machi, and the Machi were people who weren't men, weren't women, but they had a very big role in their community. These days, we don't really have really big roles for gender non-conforming people, other than for straight people to laugh at, typically. Because we are people, we're freaking free spirits, okay? But, no, the Machi people, they had really important roles, and, like, I just don't understand how you can't believe in more than two genders when there are literally hermaphrodites. Like, that is a real thing. And you don't have to be a hermaphrodite in order to be trans or non-binary. Anyone can be non-binary. You can have a vagina and be non-binary. You can have a penis and be non-binary. You can be masculine and be non-binary. You can be feminine and be non-binary. You can be any way on the outside and be non-binary. That's just the way it is. And, so I am non-binary. It's also known as NB, which I love that name. It's E-N-B-Y, NB. NB, right? It's like, excuse me, can you escort me to the NB restrooms? That's my dream. Oh my gosh. Could you imagine if I was like at a fancy place in a nice like cocktail dress, and I go up to the host and I'm like, can you point to me where the NB restroom is? And then I go, and there's 3 restrooms, and there's the one with the person with the little dress, the one with the dudester, and then the other one is just an alien, pretty much. It just has ET on it, you know? And that's where I would go in. I would shed off my human skin, and I would just go pee as just this glowing green, wrinkly alien as I am. Wow, I was gonna be like really serious about that, but then I took it. But I started hormones 4 months ago, and I'm doing feminizing hormones, which means I am taking estradiol, which is an estrogen for my body, and then I'm taking spironolactone, which is a testosterone blocker. It blocks my testosterone. No, but so I started that 4 months ago, and my hormones were already very feminine. Like, even when I started puberty, I started to grow a little bit of breast tissue and my breasts hurt. But that went away later on because I oppressed my feelings. But now, I have the little teeny tiny boobies. Do you want to see? Cute, right? I mean, they're still little babies. They're still little baby boobies. Is that weird? Am I weird? Am I weird? Oh my god, I'm weird. That's a good angle. Wow. Saucy. Oh my god, I am making this video so long, so I'm just gonna cut it. I can talk more about this stuff later, but that's what I am. I started hormones 4 months ago, and I'm on this new journey, and it's not just changing my body, though. It's changing my body, of course, like I just said, but then it's changing my mind. I'm thinking better. I don't have depression anymore. I had depression for 11 years, and it's gone. And my soul. I've become really, really spiritual as a person. And to me, that's really exciting because spirituality was always growing up in that Mormon religion where I had to oppress all my feelings. I just felt really bad about religion because of Mormonism. And because it stopped me from being who I am for so long, and it gave me depression, and it just made me not feel good. So spirituality as a whole didn't make me feel good. But now, I feel real good about spirituality because I've come up with my own spirituality, and that's the most important thing you can do with spirituality. Anyway, happy Pride Month. Go help your queers. Go be queer. Maybe you don't even know that you're queer right now. Do it. Just be it. I mean, just live your best life. Happy Pride Month. Happy June. Be safe. Call lifts. Bye.